Like the Qin of ancient times, the rulers of the Sui dynasty pushed the people too hard, too fast. And it caused their downfall. The wise emperor, Gaozu, founder of the Tang dynasty, was a great man and shrewd leader. Now his son, Taizong, a devoted student of calligraphy and painting, sits upon the throne in Chang'an. Being concerned about the welfare of his subjects, our sage emperor has lowered taxes and limited burdensome public works projects. But our leader's genius is not limited to the political, as has been shown by his skill in pitting one barbarian tribe against another, and thence gaining firm control of the Tarim Basin. And it is to the Tarim Basin that you are being sent, as magistrate of the town of Nia. Located on the southern edge of the Taklamakan Desert, Nia was once a thriving hamlet along the old Silk Road, but fell into disrepair when Chinese influence in the region waned and was finally abandoned. Now, given our renewed lordship over the area, Emperor Taizong understandably wants the fallen bricks of the old town used to rebuild a new, stronger Nia. It is your good fortune that portions of the former inhabitants' irrigation system are still intact. This should help your farmers to coax more crops from the thirsty ground. Meanwhile, hunters can also track down elusive saiga antelope in order to put some tasty meat in your people's woks. Do not be surprised if the Tibetans are upset with our growing influence in the region. Given proper homage, Sun Wukong, the mischievous Monkey King and the powerful Buddhist hero, can now be summoned to aid your city.
G'day mates and welcome back to Emperor. Heading into the next episode is Nia. Now, Nia is sounding like another desert one. We're off on the southern edge of the Taklaman Desert. And where did they say that? Something about irrigation, wherever that is. Sounds like, there we go. Good fortune, former irrigation. That sounds like there's going to be a shit ton of little creeks going all over the place and getting in the way of my nice, beautiful housing blocks. So we'll see if we can build around that and see how difficult it is. Overall though, this seems pretty simple. Essentially what we're doing is just going and upgrading our houses as high as possible. Now I'm sure it's trouble in the Tarim is what it's called, so I'm sure there's going to be some complications there. But I could probably do that with one block. I'm not going to, because I like the spare workers, but I probably could do this with one block. Let's have a look around. Okay, things in the way. Have we been out here before? I don't recall the name Nia. Yeah, we've been out here somewhere. Probably not quite this far. We're really close to Kashgar now. I think we've been out sort of these areas out here. But Lhasa now is probably going to be a threat, I suspect. A little bit of salt is good. Can we get the salt? Yes, we can. So salt, we've got saiga antelope for hunting, although, let's turn that volume down again. It's always loud for me. What was I saying? So yeah, this is going to be a pain in the ass. Hunting is, unfortunately, not very good in Emperor. How many crops? Oh no, so we've got enough crops. That's not an issue. So we've got enough crops there and salt. Hunting can just be used to supplement whatever we've got. There was copper here, so I can throw a mint down and get more trading income. There is iron, so I can get some weapons going. I'll need wood though. I'll need to import timber, which is not going to be on this map, I suspect. No raw resources at all. And yeah, here, it's these things I was talking about before. They're a pain in the ass. They really do get in the way. Especially that one there. You can have a nice, beautiful farm, but it's going to get a little bit tight. I suppose I could just squeeze him in somehow. I'll figure that out. There is a fair bit of ground here. I can get quite a few farms in. What industry have we got? We've got paper makers and jade carvers and kilns. Not a huge amount of industry, but there's a fair bit of hunting up here as well. So I think I'll build the blocks. Yeah, this is good. So there's a lot of hunting up here. Yeah, good farmland and some salt nearby. I think I'll have my blocks in here somewhere. Maybe. Anything else I need to know about? They did mention a new god. Let's have a look at the Monkey King, Sun Wukong. Stone egg, blah blah blah. He was Taoist priest, but then he... Anyway, I'll let you guys pause that and read it if you'd like. I'm going to probably have a read of that off camera. He's apparently good for something. What did they mention he was good for? something. Probably, is he a military hero? I think he might be a military hero. Let's just duck in here one more time. Oh yeah, he can fight at home and abroad. So he's a military hero. He can also capture animals for the menagerie. And he's an acrobat, actor, priest, Buddhist monk. Yeah, he's not particularly spectacular, but I suppose he can fight. And that might be what we need to do. Trouble in the Tarim. So I'm going to figure out how to approach this one. I'm going to get my stuff set up. And I'll cut back when I do. Okay guys, a little bit of fiddling around and I have myself a fairly functional looking city. We'll figure out how it goes anyway, but things should be nicely set up here. It's got a little bit tight in that I needed to keep the blocks, the wells needed to be on the green patch, and I also wanted to have some nobles down here, and every single one of those needs to be placed on green ground. Like I can't place them out here because they have a built-in well. So the commoners are going out into the desert a little bit. And these guys down here are going to be having some stuff. Although I don't have a palace, so I may be limited how much I can level up my elite housing. But I'm hoping I can get a couple of military forts that way. I'm expecting something to come in at some point. And having a single fort, which is all I can afford with a single admin city, is going to be a little bit tight. Now I think I put everything down desirable. Yeah, look at that, look at that. Everything is perfect feng shui. I'm not going to go push for a perfect feng shui run, but I do try to get things set up nicely to at least the beginning part. Just double check these are all open. They are, yes, they are all open. You're meant to be shut, you are open, that's good. So I've got a couple of different access points to try to minimize the mill distance. This guy here really is only traveling a short distance, even though he has to go through another block, and these two guys can duck straight up here. So it should be fairly minimized. This is no different from some of my other cities that I've done in the past with the standard block design. And a bit of a zigzag here, make it look nice. Now I've got space here for a single farm. It's not going to be full size, but I can farm there, a couple more farms down here, and I think I'll do most of my farming though up around the back here. Some good space to squeeze all that in, and I can just bridge it across into a central distribution point. But I'm going to keep ticking time forward. We'll get some people moved in and I'll start opening up trade. And Chang'an has become an ally early before the all the dudes have even left the city. Let's have a quick look at what Chang'an will do for us. They'll buy a fair bit of carved jade, and they'll buy some paper, which is good. I think we can make that. Lacquerware, I don't think I can make. They'll sell me silken tea. Yeah, sell me silken tea. So there we go. We've got a Kashgar Chang'an synergy built up right there as well. They will... Weapons as well, I think will be handy, although we'll see how we go. But either way, I've got those two opened up now. That'll probably be some of my first stuff once we get the workers actually into the city. Okay, the trade agreements are beginning to come in. Sabi has rejected, Guangzhou's open, Lhasa's down, Yen's down, Chengdu's open, blah blah blah. There's a couple of them opened, 3 or 4. Let's have a quick look. Sabi is probably never going to trade with us, and they don't give us anything particularly valuable. You need lacquerware, which I can't produce. And you don't really give me anything I can do. You need weapons, which I think I can make here. You also want carved jade, that's good. Changzhou, apparently the emissary hasn't quite arrived, but look at these guys. They buy food, which is really of no use to us because we're not going to have a huge surplus of it, I don't think. Silvervale sells lacquer. Well, that's not going to make a difference though, is it? I can't get the wood from anywhere. Looks like carved jade really is the only way of doing it. Quite a few people seem to need carved jade. Paper. A few people need paper actually. I think paper might be where we're going to go. It's a decent price. It's about 120, I think. I don't know what you make yet. This looks like paper could be quite valuable, as well as tea and silk for bartering. And then carved jade for whatever 12 I can make there. Which god was it? It was Ziwang Mu. I don't have her, so I can't use her to bless the Jade Carvers Studios and make cash that way. Not that I ever really do that. I don't think I've blessed a single building the entire time I've played this game, but the option is there if I get desperate, if I need cash. And there we go. Trade with Changzhou and Chang'an has opened up. Let's have a quick look at those. Well, Chang'an we already had because they allied us. But Changzhou, you will sell us rice and lacquer, buy nothing valuable. Okay, so paper and carved jade. I think how we're going to do this. In that case, I'm going to be working on getting paper soon. I've got just over 9 grand left. I've got more than enough land for trading and stuff like that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to need a lot of hemp farms. I could probably even just put them up here, I think, rather than go too far down. Although the entrance is over here, so having some hemp down here dedicated just to paper would be quite handy. Okay, Lhasa has just become hostile. That is very, very quick. We've been here for essentially 1 year. Let's have a quick look at Lhasa. They are currently hostile. I could probably bribe them with some things. I grow 2 of those and I can buy in silk, but I prefer not to bribe them with silk. We're going to need a military quick smart. So does anyone buy weapons? And that will make an interesting or useful first industry. Nobody seems to buy weapons. No, a few people sell weapons, but no one seems to buy it. So, oh, you need weapons. So young Joel will buy weapons and carved jade, and will sell me some additional food if I require it, as well as tea that I'll need later. So going into weapons as a first industry is probably not a bad idea. Although before that, what I'm going to do is throw down the mint, just to make sure that I'm making whatever cash this thing can give me. Okay, food crop is coming in, and with that we're effectively going to be stabilised for food, so I can throw down the second one here and feed these people. We currently have a small worker shortage, but that's only in government at this point, which is not actually earning me any money or doing anything at all. I suppose government is probably... oh yeah, government is the mint as well, so it's costing me a small amount of money, but it's not really an issue. So the hemp harvest is about to come in down here, which will, one, allow us to level up these people further, although their food is just flowing through now, and will also allow us to start making money from paper. So other things we need to do is, one, export the paper, 2, export the carved jade, and I could probably start importing the weapons rather than make it. We don't really have a huge amount, but I'm going to wait till I have a bit more cash built up. You can import the jade, and at this point we're not going to export anything else just yet. I can move on to buying and selling tea and silk at a later date. I'm going to need carved jade people to go somewhere. There we go, get a couple of people. 1, 2, 3 should be sufficient. You are currently holding paper, but what we'll do is we'll give you a small amount of carved jade as well. Okay, cash is getting a little bit low, but it has basically stabilised. We are having the paper start to come out. It's going to be bought up when the next people come through for trading. We've also got a load of paper that's just arrived up here and has been distributed to our tax officers. Hasn't quite come all the way up to this one, but we'll be up to that one shortly. With that, we can start taxing our people. I've made sure to, unlike last time, made sure to actually take care of that this time. So we're only going to make a small amount of cash early on, but as we begin to level these people up, once I get pottery and a third food type stabilised, we'll be in a much better position. For now though, I'm going to start importing weapons. It might be a little bit early, but I'm worried about... let's just have... actually, we'll get 8 at a time to start with, no more than 8 in storage. But I'm going to get that fort down quickly to defend us. Where can you go? Fire. So where's fire go? It has to be out in the desert, I think, unless I can get it. No, I can put it out in the desert. That's probably the easiest way, and I'll just hook up a road to it this way. Fire in the city. Let's have a look at that one. Okay, there are 2 reasons for this. There could be that, one, the Lhasa. I've done a bit of research on why I was getting so many uncontrolled fires and collapses last time. It could be that I just haven't got this done properly, and I'm going to have to evolve this one up, which might be difficult because they're so close together. Or it could be that Lhasa is sending spies against me, that they're hostile, so I should keep an eye out for, if I find a spy or something. Nope, not yet. So the spy has done some damage here. I'm going to just destroy those 2, I don't want it spreading. And they're only low-level houses anyway, so I'm not losing very much. What I could probably stand to do, though, is level this guy up considerably further. And that might be done with... see if I can get some gardens in here. There we go, so we've leveled those up, that's great. Losing my voice a bit now. That'll hopefully take care of all this problem. Looks like the guy was just not getting all the way up there in time, based on the fact that the thing is still burning. Okay, 13% unemployment is good to work with. What I'm probably going to start moving on to now is expanding my industry. Now I could go a cash building industry like weapons, which will save me cash, as well as giving me potential to export that later. The other option is to do something that's food producing, like getting some salt in. That'll give me more flavour. Although at this point I'm still struggling a little bit in getting food, so even additional farms could be worthwhile. Now our military is building up gradually, and I'm going to need these guys to get more military. So at this point I think the best option is going to be to actually get pottery underway. It'll allow me to level these houses up and continue expanding. Okay, worrying news, there is a military build-up at Lhasa. That's not good at all. It means they're probably going to attack me in the near future. So I need to consider strengthening my military as much as I can, which is going to involve bringing in more weapons. They've sold us 12 per year, so that's the maximum. What does that mean? It means we've got... How many is that? Is that 5 guys? It's not very many of them. That's 6 infantry. We've got 3 remaining, so I don't know where the remaining military stuff is, but maybe the weapons are in transit. Maybe that's... Here you go, that's them there. Okay, so the military weapons are still in transit, and that is the maximum we can get this year, so it's going to take us another year to build up to maximum strength. Now we're going to need to hopefully get these ceramics ticking over as quick as I can. We've got the unemployment increasing. I've gone to do a little bit more food, a couple of hunters' tents and another farm, and that'll just stabilise us out as I finish off getting everything done. Now as far as I can tell, I'm still harmoniously placed for everything. Now that I'm doing so well, I think I'm going to keep trying and pushing forward to do a, see if I can get a, what's it called, perfect harmony run for the entire level. Just to prove that I can do this sort of organic building style and still have perfect harmony. And Lhasa has launched an invasion. That's really not good. Things are about to get very, very messy. So they're coming in from, I'm assuming the southeast, which could be a problem. That's where the entrance is. Let's immediately ask for some help from, wrong one, request defensive aid from Chang'an. And is there anyone else I can request defensive aid from? Not really. I don't think anyone likes me enough. Agreeable. You're agreeable. Let's... Nope, that's an alliance. I need to be allied with someone. In that case, what we're going to do... Now, they're unlikely to come from down here, I don't think, because that's where the entrance and exits are. Not impossible. So they're probably going to come from down this direction here. So to that end, I'm going to need to build up some towers for defense. Okay, funding precludes me from building a massive, massive wall, but we've got the basic outline of where I want our wall to go, and I can build this up as time ticks by. So we've got a little basic down here just to sort of shield us if they do come in, hopefully protect some of our industry, give us something to fight around. And up here we're going to have more problems. Let's have a quick look at our gods. I can't bring in any of them because I don't have any nobles just yet, and I can't build nobles because I don't have any ceramics just yet, so I'm working on doing that. So hopefully this first battle is going to be quite small, but I'm going to bring in as much of a military force as I can, which is not going to be particularly big, but hopefully the defensive aid comes shortly. And forces have arrived from Chang'an. That's brilliant. Let's have a quick look at them.
Where are they? I can't see them. There he is. There's a big ship. One of them, you are somewhere here. Must be there behind that building. There you go. You're over here. And there's one more somewhere. Have a look around. Who's moving? There you go. So you can move over here as well.
So we've got a poultry force. It's absolutely crap. It really is almost not worth it. But it'll hopefully give us a little bit of the extra leeway we need. With the workers coming in, they'll allow us to staff our towers as required. And okay, now that we're start manning these towers, we're going to be slightly unemployed. And Lhasa will be here in 3 months. We need quite a few workers, but we're only missing from government at this point. Military is done. Everything's looking good. So our forces here, I'm going to leave them in the fort as long as possible in case they come from over here, while these guys can defend and be our first responders up this direction if required. Shenlong's unhappy. I have some hemp, mate. I don't really have anything else to give you at this point. But he's not a military hero, which is unfortunate. If I had Huangdi or something, I could at least get a small amount of military backing. And here we go, Lhasa is ready to come in and destroy us. They're coming from the west. Let's see if we can fight to defend the city. And there we go, invasion force defeated. It was a little bit messy. They sort of broke through our defenses, and I thought the red flag, the black flag moving around was my own support forces, but it turns out they were the actual attacking guys, so I did move away from them briefly. But we've managed to beat them. Our guys are still effectively conscripts, but we managed to hold them back with the help from our guys and some well-trained, timed troops that came in to give us a hand. Either way, weapons are beginning to flow in, so we can now start training and replenishing our forces, and I'm going to have to start using my money and cash to keep building up our wall here to stop them breaking through in the future. Okay, we've got this area set up now, so taken up some of our unemployment, and we now have some modest Sihe Yuans. They require appetizing food, which will be coming shortly, and we do have a low amount of hemp for some reason, probably because I've given away a large portion of it. That can be remedied quite quickly. Actually, no, I don't know what it is, because I used up heaps of it placing these buildings down. They require 1 ceramics and 1 hemp each time. So I've drained my main resource, but that's fine. Things are looking pretty good. I do need to find people who will buy more paper though, because that is going to be a better export. So you need paper. How about we send you a nice big chunky gift of paper? We might even see if we can try to make an ally as well at the same time. Alrighty, unemployment is back under control. I've got a lot of leeway because I can still level these houses up quite easily just by throwing down a ceramic shop. We've got more than enough waiting around. But I've also thrown down the a whole big expansion to salt up here. That'll allow me to start getting a new food type, and any additional excess that I'm producing, it's going to have to go through down here all the way through the city. But I can bring it all the way down here and start exporting it out to places like Kashgar and whoever else will buy salt from me, which is good. We're going to need a little bit more paper though, so I'm thinking of expanding our hemp production down here. Trade with Langzhou, excellent. They are going to buy, Langzhou will buy, if I can pronounce that correctly, will buy paper from us. So if I can export a bit more paper, it also means I'm going to need to increase my paper production quite significantly. That's not good. That's really, really bad, because that held all my silk. I have thrown about 4,000 strings of cash worth of silk into there. So let's see how much. Let's get back up to 16 again, and I'm going to have to throw down an inspector's tower. I had forgotten to throw that. I got distracted by something else. Hopefully that will not destroy us too badly. We're importing quite a bit of silk, but I can start exporting paper now, which will make us a hell of a lot more money. These guys are, they've exported as much as they can, and it's only halfway through the year, so a little bit more paper won't kill us. Now that that's taken care of, actually I probably don't need to expand my paper production, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with myself. But we've got salt, we've got meat, we're coming in. We can step you guys up to tasty food from here on out, because we're going to have enough of the various different production types from here. They're going to be going up and getting salt as required, and we can start exporting it. It's probably going to be a bit far, but I think this guy will just, he's not going to be getting anything else. So if we send him up, he can just start bringing down whatever leftover salt we've got. Cash is not good actually. It's a bit of a struggle, but hopefully taxes will pick up now. How are we going for taxes? 3,300 cash per year. That's not bad. Once these level up, then we'll start making a lot more tax money. We're losing a fair bit of that because we need to import the silk. But if I start leveling them up now, then we'll be looking at a better situation. Okay, next up we're going to require wares. We don't have any wares available just yet. So the question is, where are the wares going to come from? Do I have anyone here who will already sell them to me? No, I don't. So I'm going to have to set up a new place. Are you still here, Shenron? Mate, just go home already. Yep. He came by accident, so I did use him to bless a farm just to see what happened. I haven't noticed a huge difference. Somebody who will sell me wares. Let's have a look. Producers. Anyone produce wares? You will sell me some lacquerware. And you're already open, so... yeah, they'll sell me some rice as well if I require it, but lacquerware is the one to go. So Changzhou are going to be the person I activate next. I'm going to have to place them somewhere within range. I could actually just put them all the way up here and use a getting warehouse to bring that down. I'm going to use you to get the lacquerware up to 16. And there goes all our cash. I'm actually, we've already gone negative anyway, but I'm just going to stop buying quite so much lacquerware, just because that's taken us to nearly $1,000, well, more than 1,000 worth of lacquerware. We're at 900, it's only 2,000 strings of cash worth of lacquerware. So we'll just keep on ticking along, exporting what we can. And there you go, that gets into a better position. And I'll gradually start to bring that in as these guys start paying taxes. So they'll be getting wares very shortly once I throw down the shop, and I may as well do that immediately. Wares are in. Let's start working on that. They don't consume a huge amount of wares, so I don't need to pay for too much of it. They should pay for themselves quite comfortably in taxes, but I just need to make sure there's going to be enough beauty in this area. They may not be. I haven't got Imperial Way, unfortunately. I've only got the Grand Way for aesthetic roads, so it's not quite as beautiful, and I am concerned they're not going to level up all the way. At this point though, I probably need to keep working on Months of Heroes, and then I can almost push luxurious apartment. What? Oh, that's interesting. So I've got 70 people currently living here, I think. 10, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's really quite interesting. So it doesn't have to be common housing. I never actually realized that before. None of my houses here are luxurious apartments, but All Better actually involves noble housing as well. So I could theoretically not level these guys up at all and get 1,500 people in noble housing. A very, very difficult thing to accomplish, but it is not impossible. So I could win this without actually leveling my common housing up, which I find quite interesting. It comes down now to appeal of the neighbourhood. So with that, let's start beautifying the area. And Confucius has arrived. I'm going to be using Confucius to... we can bless that. I think he just fills it with paper. It doesn't actually do much there. Oh, I need more workers. That's brilliant, because now we're essentially going to be pushing onwards to the victory very, very shortly. Confucius now will satisfy my Months of Heroes. I've got the population well and truly, and that's going to go skyrocket as things get better. But by upgrading to higher level apartments now, we'll be able to move onwards to victory. I will require tea, which I will start importing shortly. You can have all that paper easily. I will require tea, which I'll have to start importing shortly, but I can actually get you to bring in tea. I'll start importing that in preparation for leveling up. So I've got more than enough silk once I get the tea in, and I'm actually going to need to keep importing lacquerware as well. I just don't have the cash right now. Who will sell me tea? You'll sell me tea. I'll bring in a little bit of that per year, and that'll allow me to skyrocket upwards. Okay, with tea in the warehouse, what we can start doing is throwing down the shops. Now I'm going to push onwards to victory here, rather than spend too much time, too much time trying to absorb all this unemployment. I'm just going to, what do you want? Helping hand? Thank you, I do need that cash. I am struggling a little bit for some reason, not quite sure why. Probably because only 58% are visited, because our taxes stopped collecting because we're selling too much paper. That's why. Okay, so I'm actually selling paper and not making any cash out of it anymore. So I need to up my hemp production quite clearly. So to that end, with enough hemp up here, I'm going to need more down here. Okay, with that hemp production should skyrocket. Haven't irrigated them, but it's not going to be a major concern. It's absorbed all our unemployment as well, which is good. And I do have room to improve, and I'm going to continue to improve as these level up. But with that, luxurious apartment means I'm very shortly, in fact I've won. As soon as I unpause this, I am going to have won. That's brilliant. So let's head onwards to victory.
Once again, Chinese influence in the Tarim Basin is strong. And once again, the markets of Nia are alive with vendors hawking their wares. Now, however, it is time to head back eastward, toward Luoyang, the new eastern capital of the Tang Dynasty, where your talents are needed by the lovely and talented Empress Wu Zizang to help revitalize the ancient town. It is truly a time of unfettered glory for China.
And there we go, guys. Trouble in the Tarim, Nia, has been completely taken care of. That was actually quite easy in the end. The battle was probably one of the more difficult ones that I've done so far, but that's really just because I only had a single fort, and the problem with this game is they come in, they charge in, and they push forwards before you even get a chance to react. So the slow movement speed means it was really difficult to actually cut them off. But all things considered, it was not a difficult mission. Quite a little fun, easy one. Although I took my time and built up a noble quarters as well, even though it wasn't actually required. Anyway guys, I've been Blxz. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button if you do indeed enjoy the content, and subscribe if you've not done so thus far. Anyway guys, take care, and I will see you around.